This video is available on videogcse.com. Question 10, Part D. Simplify 3a squared h times 4a to the power of 5 h to the power of 4. Please attempt this question now, and when you're finished, or if you get stuck, resume watching this video. 3a squared h times 4a to the power of 5 h to the power of 4. Simplify this expression. This is all about collecting like terms, what's called. So putting your a's together, putting your h's together, putting your numbers together. So I'm going to rearrange this. 3a squared h means 3 times a times a times h, and 4a to the power of 5 h to the power of 4 means 4 times a times itself, 5 times altogether, times h times itself 4 times altogether. So the long messy way of doing this would be doing that as I've just said it. Let's just put this down. Okay, so if it helps, I can put in the times 3 times a times a times h times 4 times a. I mean, this would be very long, very messy. I'm not going to bother. So I'm just going to do this the short, easy way. You collect like terms. Because 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3, in the same way a times h is the same as h times a. So because these are all multiplying, we can rearrange this any way we like. So I'm going to rearrange this in a certain way to make it much clearer for you to see. I'm multiplying all of this by all of this. So I'm going to do 3 times 4. Okay, so I'm going to rearrange this so it's 3 times 4 times, okay, a squared times a to the power of 5. Hopefully this will be clear. And then times h times h to the power of 4. So I've just rearranged what it already says up there, and I've just put in these multiplying symbols so you can clearly see them. But basically everything up here is being multiplied by everything else. And now I just need to, I've collected all my like terms, I've collected my numbers, I've collected my a's, and I've collected my h's. This, by the way, isn't an x, this is just a multiplying by symbol. And now I just do the multiplying. So 3 times 4 is 12. A squared times a to the power of 2 times a to the power of 5. I'll just show this to you. A to the power of 2 times a to the power of 5 is the same as a to the power of 2 plus 5. And I'll leave it that way for now. Times h times h to the power of 4. If you just say h, that's the same as h to the power of 1. So that's the same as, so h times h to the power of 4 is the same as h to the power of 1 times h to the power of 4. And another way of, an easier way to do that is h to the power of 1 plus 4. It's a very easy way of doing that. And now we just work out this little bit of adding left over. So we're left with 12 a to the power of 2 plus 5, which is 7, and h to the power of 1 plus 4, which is h to the power of 5. And that's our final answer. And if you're not too sure about where all that came from, that's because I didn't show every little thing. It would take very long, and I think it might be more confusing. If you're not sure where this came from, you can watch this video again So I'm saying my final answer is 12 to the power of, excuse me, is 12a to the power of 7 h to the power of 5. And let's check the mark scheme and see how I did. Part D, 3 times 4 times a to the power of 2 plus 5 times h to the power of 1 plus 4. That's the working. I have something like that. And the final answer is 12 to the power of, excuse me, 12a to the power of 7 h to the power of 5. And that's what I have as my final answer. If you got that answer, give yourself 2 marks. Give yourself 1 mark if you wrote down, if you got the 12a to the power of 7h part right, but you wrote down h to the power of some other number, not 5, something like 4 or 3 or 6. Or if you wrote down 12a to the power of some number, h to the power of 5. So if you got the a index incorrect, instead of writing down a to the power of 7, you wrote down a to the power of 6 or 8 or 9 or whatever, then give yourself 1 mark. That's why it's important to show your working, because you would still get 1 mark here. Or if you wrote if you got a to the power of 7 and h to the power of 5, but you didn't get that it was 12 as what's called a coefficient, the number at the beginning, then if you got this second part, a to the power of 7 and h to the power of 5, then also give yourself 1 mark for that. Yeah. Or 3 times 4 times a to the power of 2 plus 5 times h to the power of 1 plus 4. If you wrote that down somewhere, then give yourself 1 mark. The text solution to this video is available on videogcse.com.